Hello. Okay, that was super weird. For some reason it didn't detect my microphone. That was odd. Anywho, my name is Lex, and I'm also late for when I normally would start streaming, which is an hour ago, but had some stuff that I was doing. Either case, I don't recall if I ever was talking about it, but the game came out today. Darkest Dungeon 2. I love the first Darkest Dungeon, so I'm gonna play the sequel. I played a little bit of the early access. Like, I think this was like a number of months ago. Now the official game 1.0 release has come out. Similar to what they did with Darkest Dungeon. They had put out on early access. It was only for Epic Games. Epic Game Store, and now it has gone to release 1.0, the full game launch. So now it's out for both. Epic Game Store again and Steam. Darkest Dungeon is about making the most of a bad situation. Ain't that the truth? You are not expected to succeed on your first expedition. Heroes will die, failure will abound, and the world will seek to smother your flame. Take heart, do not relent. Press forward through the encroaching gloom and face your fears. Redemption at last can be found deep within the icy depths of the Darkest Dungeon 2. I don't think I have it. Oh, I have the introduction cinematic. Patch notes. There really isn't anything in particular other than Face Your Failures retail release. Red Hook is thrilled to deliver the 1.0 release to PC. We packed this update with a host of new features, new content, and a swath of balancing, refinement, and quality of life improvements. Before we get to all the juicy details, first we want to thank all the early access players whose voices helped shape the game during its journey to 1.0. We are indebted to the groups of private beta testers who suffered through many secret experiments. Your tireless efforts have been instrumental at many times, but most critically, this final push. So, yeah. And I'm not going to read through the patch notes because there's a lot. Essentially, the early access build only went up to chapter 3. The game is broken out into like 5 chapters, or essentially like 5 expedition runs. That's the other thing. Darkest Dungeon is also different. The second game is different this time around. It's not so much you are going into picking a dungeon crawling, and then coming back out. This is kind of more of a longer. It's like a weird mix of like an Oregon Trailish kind of thing. We'll see it when we actually jump in. It looks like it still took some of the older stuff I had. And that's fine. Whoops. Okay. Actually, hold on a second. Ooh, okay. You know what? I'm just gonna do a new one, and I'm gonna get rid of my old save. By allowing us to collect info, this is analytics stuff, balancing purposes and improvements, private policy, yeah. Okay. Oh, I have to do it here. Listen default. Continue. Yep. We're gonna get rid of that one. And we're gonna go completely fresh, so there's nothing here. So yeah, the gameplay is still somewhat the same, but it's changed in ways, and we'll definitely see that.
Found you at last. My protege, my friend. Our calculations were correct. The ephemeral equation is unbalanced. The Earth spins on a strange and terrifying new axis. And everywhere, unbridled consequence. The world is a wasteland of failures past. And yet, you must ride out into it, unafraid. Take this. It is hope, the very last of it. It is yours now. You were bold once. Be bold once more. Free yourself from this suffocating stillness. Fix your gaze on the horizon. And face the fearsome truth of the darkest dungeon.
Ooh, baby, things are different.
Indistinct and ill-lighted. No comfort awaits you here.
Alright, so we will begin our confession. I hereby acknowledge and accept the fullness and severity of my mistakes. Can't exactly read that signature, but it looks like Captivus? Ruus Captivus? I'm not sure if that's actually a name or something, but the Stagecoach. So yeah, the Stagecoach is your carriage, coffin, and confessional. Essentially, you're using WASD to move the Stagecoach. You're moving forward, you're halting, aim D to move left and right. And then Stagecoach View, you can press Z. That essentially shows you what items are equipped to your Stagecoach, as well as what armor and how many wheel points you have, or in armor points. The Stagecoach items can only be changed at a Wainwright, who is present at each inn, and the Wainwright can repair armor and wheels for a fee. So, a little somewhat similar.
I know failure well. I glimpsed it lurking at the ragged edges of your mind. I watched its venom spread through the veins of the world, and I trembled at its terrible reverberations. The crossroads, where lost souls hope to find their way.
So in the first game, you essentially were moving left and right. It was a lot more of a 2D affair. Here, the game, as you can see a lot more, it's transitioned to 3D. So with that, you're doing a little bit more 3D movement. But yeah, the crossroads, which is where we get our characters. The party, 4 heroes were joined together on this expedition. Your salvation rides with them. And then party creation. Drag or... Okay, left. This is the left mouse button. You can either drag it or double click it. Hero portraits to assemble your party of 4 heroes. The hero in the rightmost position of your roster will be the first in the combat line. So we have the 4 characters that we're gonna start out with, because I only have 4, but there are more that can be unlocked. So the man-at-arms. Names can also be different, but I'm just going to keep it for what it is for right now. They also have different skill buff paths. Each hero, if I recall correctly, has 3. And you can change those out later, but I don't think I can do that now. Yeah. It's gonna have to be different. So the man-at-arms, a resolute defender tempered by the merciless blows of innumerable assaults. He's a front rank hero. He's proficient in guarding. He's durable, and one of his special abilities is Riposte, which means he's able to essentially counterattack when he's hit. And he can also gain Hope, which is a new kind of reward currency if you can kind of complete like different goals when you grab characters.
Pride. More devastating than the horrors of 100 campaigns.
So since he's a front rank, he's gonna be in my front rank, which is the rightmost slot over here. Skills, as we can kind of see, he's good at either being in the front rank or the second rank. It seems he's also, okay, it's probably better to say he's good in the front rank, he's excellent in the second rank, he's good in the third rank, and he is okay at the back rank. And as we'll kind of see, most of our skills depend on us. The more kind of skills that fill out the little blips will kind of determine like what their kind of proficiencies are looking like. So like Crush, he can use this skill if he's in the first 2 slots of the formation. Rampart, he can use this if he is in the first 3 ranks of the battle positions. Defender, he can use this from all 4 ranks. Bolster, he can use this from all 4 ranks. And Hold the Line, he can use this in positions 2, 3, and 4. So he doesn't have to be in position 1, or he has to not be in position 1 in order to use Hold the Line. Moving on to quirks. Every character is going to come with a positive and negative. Here it looks like if his HP goes below 50%, he is going to possibly lose stress, which is a staple mechanic of Darkest Dungeon. He has a 25% chance of doing that. He also has a plus 15% chance to be resolute, which is I think resolute kind of translates into, oh god, I forget it was the stress mechanic in Darkest Dungeon 1, where if you hit 100 stress, you would either, I think it may also still be resolute also in the first game. You would either break or resolute. I can't remember the specific terms, but here it looks like he has a plus 15% chance to become resolute. I'll look it up later. Book Burner. A certain dry satire burns the hottest. Looks like he is probably not good if we go to one of the new locations that is in the game. Paths. As I said, each character, I believe, has 3. I think that's what this is. This was like a new thing that they kind of added into the early access, and I didn't get too much time with it. But like, I know there's at least like 3 paths that each hero can take, and that gives them different buffs to different skills, or like they're better with different skills depending on what path they're using. And then story, which is something that's new to Darkest Dungeon 2. As you're traveling, you'll encounter altars, where you can send one of your characters essentially into it, and they will encounter something from their past, and you'll learn more about how this character came to be through these altar stories, as well as also unlock new abilities through those stories. I think each character has to do it 5 times in order to unlock everything, if I recall correctly. But yeah, so that's Man-at-Arms. Moving over to the Highwayman, Dismas. Ooh, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Wanderer is not so much a Okay, so the paths thing, this may actually be different than what I'm thinking of. They do have different loadouts that you can do, but I think paths is something different, so I'm gonna have to figure out what that is specifically. The Highwayman, violently versatile, ruthlessly pragmatic. He's good in any rank or any position. He deals pretty high damage. He's versatile and he can also riposte. Versatile meaning that he can do damage with both melee or ranged abilities. And then yeah, he has Wicked Slice, which is a melee ability. He has a Pistol Shot, which is a ranged ability. Duelist Advanced, melee. Tracking Shot, which is ranged. Take Aim, which is a buff for himself, and you can use it at any position. His quirks are Plague Eater, Slayer. Plague Eater plus 5% crit against them, and then also plus 100% death resistance piercing. One thing that we look at, every hero and enemy have death blow resistance. And by using Wicked Slice, he's able to bypass that resistance and just straight up kill the enemy if they're reduced to 0, and we'll see that a little bit later. But he has this a lot better against Plague Eaters. If his stress is more than 4, he loses crit. Well, that's not good. Because Highwaymen are pretty good when it comes to damage and crits.
Hunted, harried, a fugitive seeking to outpace the past.
Let's see. Next we have the Grave Robber, or Audrey. Agile, graceful, and singularly serotipitous. Just like the Highwaymen, Grave Robbers are good in any rank / position. They are specialized in stealth, meaning that they have a mechanic where if they go into stealth, they can't be targeted by an enemy unless they can't be targeted by an enemy unless they have some sort of ability that allows them to target. So, to target them. So they can kind of get away from being hit from quite a bit of stuff. Dodge is a new mechanic now that they have in the game. There's a number of different mechanics now, so we'll go into that when we get into like a combat. And then Grave Robbers are also very good with crits. They have a high crit chance, which also allows them to do a lot of damage. Pick to the face, melee ability. They're also good with comboing, which allows them to get crits better. Pick to the face is melee, throwing dagger is ranged, flashing daggers is ranged, poison dart is ranged, and absinthe is a buff ability / healing ability that can be used. And that's usable in any rank. Her quirks, amateur weaponsmith. Ooh, she has a 5% chance of getting a buff at this round. Each start of a round. Excuse me. Jeez. She has a 5% chance of getting a buff. Ooh, I do not like that. Melee skills have a -3% chance to crit. That's gonna need to go because she's all about crits. So,
Avarice slips unseen into the catacombs of the mind.
alright. And then we have the Plague Doctor. Or Paracelsus? Paracelsus? Paraclesis? I don't know. That's a very particular name. What is a physician if not a student of decay? Plague doctors are good in the back rank. They specialize in blighting or inflicting poison upon their enemies. They're also proficient in causing blinds onto their opponents, and then they're also a healer, for what constitutes for healing in this fucking game. Noxious Blast. It's a ranged ability that they're able to inflict blight on the target if they hit. Blinding Gas, a ranged ability, but it hits the back line and it blinds them if it hits. There's also a chance that it can set up a combo. Incision is a melee ability, so if they're a little bit closer in the ranks, they're able to do a melee attack. Battlefield Medicine, they can heal targets. It's specifically better if it's used when someone's less than half of their health. Otherwise, in general, Battlefield Medicine will always remove bleed, blight, or burn. That will always happen. But if the target's less than half their health, they'll also heal 20%. So, kind of want to use that when people are kind of wounded. And then Ounce of Prevention, you're able to up everyone's resistance to similar conditions by using that, and it lasts for 3 turns. Also, I wouldn't say most, but a number of skills also have a cooldown associated with them. So Blinding Gas has a cooldown of 1. You use it that round. You can't use it the next round, but you can use it the round after that. Ounce of Prevention has a 3-turn cooldown or round cooldown, so you won't be able to use it until after 3 rounds have passed. What is her quirks? If her health is less than 50%, her speed goes up. That's good. And then Mellophobic. Music is a trigger for deep-seated resentment. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, that's the Plague Doctor.
Indiscriminate science stains the surgeon's hands.
And then, similar to the first game, depending on the combination of heroes that you have and what ranks they're put into, they may have a certain nickname associated with them. This one, for these 4, with the man-at-arms at front, then Highwaymen, Grave Robbers, then Plague Doctor, they are the usual suspects. But if I change it is the standard flip. If I change it again, it's special treatment. If I put the Plague Doctor in front, for some reason they're called the Crimson Cross. Ooh. This one is the Expedition. This is the Morgue. This is Backstabbers. And this is Dignitary's Escort. And then this is Fall from Grace. And this is Shuffle. So, we're just gonna... I mean, people are also gonna be moving all over the fucking place, but for now, we'll just have this as the main line set up. The Valley. So as I said...
And let us hope enough yet remains of the world.
Roster arrangement. To rearrange your party order while driving, drag their portraits Party order determines what position each hero is in when battle starts. The furthest hero to the right begins at the front line of combat. So that's fine. As I said, the game has now transitioned from a 2D plane to a 3D plane. So that means we can kind of move our wagon as we're kind of like traveling.
The bulwark of your denial is giving way.
As we travel along the road. Ooh, okay, so combat. Combat is turn-based and proceeds until one side is defeated. Once in battle, there is no retreat. So the turn order. Each hero or enemy rolls initiative at the beginning of each round, and this is modified by their speed. The turn order is shown by the portraits at the top right of the screen, over here. Only a partial turn order is shown. You can plan ahead a little, but not completely. Alright, actions. On the hero's turn, you may use a combat item if they have one equipped. This is a free action. Then you may use a hero skill normally. Either way, left click on the item or skill in the display skill bar. You may also use the number keys 1 through 7 corresponding to the skill slot. Skills can only be used if the hero is in the correct launch rank. They can also only be used against valid enemies in the correct target rank. To see what ranks a skill can target, look at the tooltip of the skill. Circular pips tell you this information. A solid pip means the skill is valid in that rank. An empty pip means it is not. Some skills can target multiple enemies at a time, which is shown by pips joined together. These are area of effect or AoE skills. In addition to doing damage, skills can cause a variety of effects. Most of these effects are shown by tokens. To see what each token means, mouse over it. And then the token glossary. Hold down Control to view the token glossary. To see what each token means, mouse over it. Okay, so the kind of review, we have our 4 characters here, and how I had them in the rankings on the cart is how they show up on the screen. And then here we have our enemies on the right hand side in corresponding ranks as well. They'll also be 1 through 4 according to them. Up here is our turn order. Because at the start of the round turns were rolled, Dismas had the highest speed, so he was able to go first. Then we have Pericles, Paracelsus. I'm gonna say it's Paracelsus. I feel like that's more correct. Barristan, and then Audrey. We don't see the enemies on here, but I'm going to assume they're going to go next. So these guys, if I hold down Control, I can look at the token glossary, and they will give me everything that's being talked about here. And how they are color-coded for understanding. So, the ones that we have is block. We take 50% less damage from the next hit, which is what is listed here. Some have adjusted icons, which also kind of takes that into account. So block plus will be minus 75% for the next hit. Alright, so we have a couple of abilities that we can do here. We have Wicked Slice, we have Pistol Shot, we have Duelist Advance, we have Tracking Shot. If we do Duelist Advance, this lets us have Riposte up for 2 turns. And it also moves us up forward one rank to the front rank as well. Tracking shot, we can put a combo target on someone. It also gets rid of anyone who is stealth or dodging. And then take aim, increase it, gives us an increase in damage. Whoops. Dodge, and it removes blind. I want to make sure. Yep. That next thing is crit. Next skill has a 100% chance to crit and ignores 20% resistances. I think what I'm going to do is actually put a tracking shot on this lost soul here. Also, if I hover over someone and hold down Alt, I can kind of see a breakdown of that character and what statuses and stuff that they have. So if I hover over one of these guys who are lost souls,
analysis is the natural prelude to action.
We don't know what they do because we haven't seen them act in combat, but we know that they have a 10% chance to resist a bleed effect, a 40% chance to resist a blight effect, and a 10% chance to resist a burn effect, 20% chance to resist a stun effect, 10% chance to resist a move effect, a 10% chance to resist a debuff effect, and death. They do not have any resistance to death, so what that means is if they drop to 0 hit points, that's it. They die. They don't have any chance to not die at all. It just happens. I'm gonna put a tracking shot on you. Combo tokens, which is a blue flaming skull. They are special compared to other tokens. Many heroes and monster skills have special effects that only happen if the target has a combo token on them. In all cases, Flaming Skull combo token is bad for its recipient. Having it means that the actor is vulnerable to some very damaging and disruptive enemy skills. Combo tokens are best used as 1-2 punches. Use one hero to place a combo token and then another hero to take advantage of it. Which is what I hope to be doing very soon. We also have here dots. Some attacks inflict a dot or damage over time. Bleed, blight, and burn are all dots. Dots cause damage at the beginning of the combatant's turn until they expire or are cured. Many combat skills or combat items can cure dots. Alright. We are gonna knock this boy backwards. Alright, so this gaunt here in the front has a combo token on them. Triggers additional skill flex when targeted. Or, in this one in the back here, they have Blight on, which means they're going to take poison damage for the next 3 turns. And that damage is 4, so they will take 4 damage each turn for the next 3 turns. And they currently have the Daze effect on them, or status effect. Next turn will be delayed to the end of the round. This converts to, I believe that is stun when it's stacked.
Observe the subject carefully, and you will discover its weaknesses.
Yes. Loses its next action if they are stunned. So yeah, if we do another ability that inflicts daze, it becomes a stun, which is nice. But what I think I'm going to do, we have Pick to the Face. This guy has a combo token. We're going to attempt to combo this. Ah, we did not get the crit. Alright. Oh, I can only do tracking to the last 3 rows. Alright, I think what we're gonna do is move forward with Duelist Advance, and now he still has the block, but now he can also counterattack the next damaging attack that hits him. For Audrey, we are going to... We're gonna hit this guy. Okay, he has more blight. That means when his turn comes up, he's gonna take 6 damage. He has 1 HP left. He's gonna just straight up die because he also has no death blow resistance. So he's gonna go right then there. Barristan, what are you gonna do, my friend? I'm just gonna crush.
Let us hope to finish this quickly.
I could, but like, just let him die from blight.
Cooperation is the key.
And that was the first combat. Candle of Hope. So for altars, we can collect up to 4 of these. Faint glimmers that whisper of a brighter hereafter. And then Minor Sharpness Charm. It's a vague trinket. It gives increased damage. Increased damage. Jesus words. But you lose 2 speed. I'm gonna take those actually.
Are you shaken? There is so much worse in store.
Alright. Oh man, there's a lot of stuff here. Alright, so inventory. Your stagecoach is limited in how many items it can carry. Pressing I on the keyboard to view what you have. Your shared inventory is split between all item types. Some items stack well, whereas others take an entire slot. Use the inventory tabs filters to easily see each item type, and then some stagecoach items increase stacking limits. Alright, and the next thing we have is treasures. Trinkets, combat items, inn items, and stagecoach items will all help you on your quest. You will also find relics, which are gold squares, baubles, which are purple triangles, and mastery, which are we're just going to call that blue polygons, which can be used to purchase supplies from vendors or upgrade your hero skills. Trinkets. Each hero may equip up to 2 trinkets at a time. Trinkets confer bonuses or special abilities and can drastically improve a hero. Trinkets may be removed or swapped with outside of combat. And then equipping a trinket, you open the inventory and select the trinket filter to see only trinkets. Then you can just drag it on from the inventory to an empty hero slot to equip it. Alternatively, you can double click on the trinket and it'll do the same thing. So, if we look at the items that we have, and if we go to trinkets, we only got 1. We can increase the damage that Barristan does, but he will have -2 to his speed if I were to do that. If I move through this, Paracelsus has 4 speed, Audrey has 5 speed, Dismas has 5 speed. It wouldn't be the worst thing. You know what? I think it's probably better if Barristan has it. He does more, so he can up a little bit of his damage. I want Dismas and Audrey to both have at least decent speed. So I'll keep that where that is. The Desperate Few. Okay, encounters. During encounters such as this one, you must pick one of the choices by pressing and holding left click on one of your heroes. The results will be previewed at the bottom of the screen. Heroes often have vastly different opinions about how a given encounter should be resolved. When you choose a hero's response, any heroes that agree with the acting hero will have their mutual affinity increase with a gold glow. Any heroes that disagree strongly with the acting hero will have their mutual affinity decrease, which has a blue glow around them. Assistance encounters bring the heroes face to face with the downtrodden local populace. These forlorn creatures are in need of help and often have valuable supplies to offer to the heroes in return. Helping the locals is the best way to restore the flame. Which you can tell up here, the flame, you start out with 100, and then as you travel further, the flame goes down lower and lower until it eventually reaches 0. At higher flame, usually the heroes will have more buffs and the enemies will have debuffs on them. The lower your light goes down, the more the lower your flame goes down, your light goes down, you're going to start having debuffs added to your characters, and the enemies are going to start having buffs added to them in return. So, depending on like how you want to do your run, you could do it where it's all low light, and you want the challenge of kicking ass while in darkness, and that is completely viable. But back here, we see that we have two people who want to be acting. Either Barristan, let us unite them beneath our banner, or Audrey, the last of my jewels, pawned for steel. Depending on who I go with, I will add to my flame and I'll get supplies, or I can add to my flame and I will get some sort of trinket. I don't know if we really need supplies at the moment. Well, we don't have any supplies, so you know what? That may actually be something that we could use. But trinkets, I mean, trinkets are nice though. I'm gonna go with the trinket.
Hope springs in the unlikeliest places.
Ooh, okay. So we got more Candle of Hope, and we got the Protectorate, which is plus 15% healing given, but they deal 15% less damage. I mean, we'll take it. I don't know if there's anyone I would want to give this to. Yeah, I'm not really sure of who I would give that to.
You can feel it. A change in the air. You see, even your valley is not immune to the spreading stain.
Okay, we got here heroes. Oh my gosh, this is a lot. Maybe we should run through the combat first, and then we'll get back to the tutorial. So we have. So these enemy types are gaunts. And the two in the back here are widows, while the one up here is a woodsman. However, they are taking all 4 combat ranks or combat positions, because this dude right here, the woodsman, is a large type, so he takes up 2 ranks, whereas the Widows each take up a single rank.
What can we learn upon closer inspection?
Not a whole lot, because we have not encountered them.
Analysis is the natural prelude to action.
Same with this guy. We have no idea what these guys can do because we've not encountered them before. So what I think I'm going to do, these guys have 20% resistance to blight. And this woodsman, he has a 25% resistance to death. Meaning that even if he drops to 0, he has a 25% chance that he's not going to die outright. I think what I'm going to do is go for the chick in the back. Light her ass. I'm going to attempt to blind both of them. Alright, they're both blinded. I'm just gonna blast this one. So the blind, which is how the status effects now are different in this game, blind is a 50% chance to miss the next attack. And if we go to dodge, it's the opposite of blind. It has if your character has dodge on them, they have a 50% chance to dodge the next attack. And that can go up to dodge plus, they have a 75% chance to dodge. I think what I'm going to do, attempt to knock this dude, which it didn't work. Now I am bleeding. Ooh, okay. This just automatically popped up, which is interesting. During combat, hold down Alt, what I was doing, and mouse over a target, heroes, or enemies to see the academic view, which is essentially a scan. This valuable information shows details on any tokens the combatant has. The view also details about what combat skills enemies have. Skills start hidden, but as you observe the enemy use them in combat, details will be revealed. So as we see, this guy just used Carve the Toy on Dismas, so he can attack from any rank that he is in his side. He can attack the first 2 ranks on our side, and this also moves him forward too. And if he hits the target, he can give them stress as well as inflict bleed upon them, which is what happened when he hit Dismas. He gave him a bleed. For the Widow, she has Gruesome Reflection. It's a ranged ability that she can use in the back line, and she can hit anyone within our ranks. And if it hits the target, it inflicts horror on them, and there's also a possibility it will debuff them, which that is weak, which is the next attack they deal will deal 50% less damage. But that secondary ability did not trigger, so the only thing that Audrey got from it was the horror, which means that she has a 75% chance of gaining stress for the next 2 turns. She's going to... Alright, we just straight up kill this chick. Crits. When a crit is struck, this does several things. Normal attacks, it does max damage by 150%. For attacks that have bleed, blight, or burn, it increases duration for extra 2 rounds. for those same debilitating effects, it ignores 20% of resistance that target may have, or it's possible that if the effect does a healing, it heals by 100 a multiplier of 150%. Hey Dom, I really liked Darkest Dungeon, the first game, so I picked up the early access for it on Epic Game Store a while back and played a little bit of it. So now that the full release game came out today, dipping into all the new kind of changes that they put onto it. And this is only going to be the first run so far, so this is going to be I'm going to be streaming this game quite a bit going forward. Let's see. He has blind on him. Her stress isn't very high. We're just gonna straight up smack this Widow. He's bleeding, but I mean it's not horrible. Just gonna shoot him. Nice. Okay, because he had blind on him, he had a 50% chance of missing with the attack, which is good. One thing it didn't say in the crits for that tooltip that popped up, normally whenever you hit a crit, there's most likely a chance that you're going to remove stress from your character when you do that. It wasn't mentioned, but yeah, like if you have like characters who do a lot of crits, you can easily reduce their stress as they are just critting out of their freaking minds. This guy, he only has a 20% blight resistance, so this isn't in the worst position, so we'll just leave him for right now. Ooh. So he keeps getting blinded. Is this because of my flame? Yes, it is because of my flame. Okay. Because my flame is at 88, we have +6 to our death blow resistance. But enemies have a 10% chance of being blinded at the start of the round. So that's why he's been getting hit with blind each time. It's because our flame is so high. This guy also has a lot of health, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put a tracking shot on him. He is... We'll bolster her. I don't think he really did much. Alright, she still has one more turn for horror before it goes away. Crit and combo. Alright, blinded, and he has blight on him. He's just in that time. We'll give him a pause for right now. This only hits the back though, so this is obnoxious. Now he's going to be taking 8 damage per turn. Yeah, so because Dismas had Riposte on him, the next attack that he takes, he was going to counterattack it. So that's exactly what just happened. And as I said earlier, some skills have cooldowns, so I can't use, since I just used Bolster, can't use it again until that cooldown goes away. Let's see. Hold the line. I don't think I really need to do that. What I am gonna do. Okay, he is dazed now. Alright, so Death's Door. So when characters fall down the Death's Door, they get a couple of debuffs that happen on them or get applied to them. In this case, he loses 3 speed because of it, so he's most likely going to be going at the end of the round. Also, he gets gets 2 stacks of weak, so the next attacks that he does land are going to do 50% less damage. And then this is because Barristan just hit him, but he has daze. But essentially now, the thing that happens with Deathblow is that he has, or as we kind of like hover over him, it says that the next blow could be lethal. Keyword is could, because his Deathblow resistance is 25, meaning he has a 25% chance that he is going to, even though he is at 0 HP, he's not going to die. Each time he keeps getting hit while he is at Death's Door will lower his Deathblow resistance. I can't remember if it lowers it by... Well, I mean, let's see if we hit him. Oh, okay, well, never mind. He's just gonna straight up die. But I think... I can't remember, but I think each time you hit an enemy when they're at Deathblow, I think it reduces their resistance down by 5 or 10. I can't remember. But then, like I said, there's certain abilities that just bypass that Deathblow resistance. And like that Woodsman, he was at 25. I think Dismas, his Wicked Slice, I believe, has death piercing of 20%. So that means he would reduce that down to 5% chance that the Woodsman would have been able to resist it. And there's a lot of abilities and skills that can kind of mess around with that mechanic, which is a little bit different than Darkest Dungeon 1. We're gonna take both of these. Yeah, if we get Horror, we can get rid of that shit.
Push on to the inn. Rest and resupply await you.
So now we have combat items. I am going to give you the Laudanum, which is a combat item which they can only use within combat, and it takes a free action to use, but if you use it, you can remove horror from someone and also get rid of stress. That's going to be useful. There was also some tutorials that were happening. So like I was saying, combat items. Our items are equipped to a dedicated skill slot. On each hero, to equip one, you just drag it onto the slots and it'll be there. Equipping a combat item allows it to be used during combat. Combat items are free actions. One item may be used each hero turn right before they use their normal skill. So if they use a skill during combat, that's it. That's the end of their turn and it goes to the next turn. So you generally want to be able to figure out if they want to use a combat item as a free action. That will, you know, it could be like a healing item, it could be something that removes like a status effect, it could be something that applies a status effect to enemies, etc, etc. Some skills and trinkets can increase the chance of executing the enemy outright. Repeated blows to the monster while it's on death's door will also reduce its death blow resistance. So that's what I'm going to look at when we get into another combat. But like I said, like that Woodsman, he had a 25% chance death blow resistance. If I kept hitting him each time, that death blow resistance goes down. Or I could use a skill that just straight up bypasses that amount of death blow resistance, and he has a less chance of resisting it, and then he'll just straight up die. And then let's get to the heroes tutorial. So the hero sheet. The hero sheet is where you can view stats, relationships, view and equip combat skills, see the hero's quirks and diseases, equip trinkets, and more. Regardless of which tab you're on, you can always see the hero's stats, quirks, diseases, and trinkets. Mouse over any stat to view a tooltip that shows any active buffs or debuffs that are pretty much on them. The relationship tab. This was something that they added during early access. was the relationships. This tab shows you the hero's current affinity or relationship with each other hero. A lot of affinity pips means that the heroes are on a friendly term, or that heroes are on friendly terms. Few pips mean that the heroes are unfriendly. This determines the chance of relationships forming at the next inn. Quirks are positive or negative personality traits. Quirks with a kind of gold cross there are rare. Negative quirks can be treated / removed at a field hospital. Positive quirks can be reinforced or locked in place there as well. Combat skills. This tab shows the hero's combat skills. You can be equipped up to 5 skills at a time. Plus there's a dedicated stick slot for combat items. Each hero has 11 skills that may be eventually unlocked. And as I kind of mentioned a little bit towards the beginning, you unlock additional skills when you go to the altars and view that character's kind of backstory sequence, which hopefully I'll be able to do at least while I'm playing this session. Equipping skills. To change which combat skills are equipped, left click on each skill to toggle it on or off. You can have 5 skills equipped at one time. If the hero only has 5 skills available, you must visit Shrines of Reflection to unlock more skills, as I was just saying. Those Shrines of Reflections would they'll put that character in the backstory sequence. Through it, you'll unlock a skill. Hero conditions. This tab shows any conditions present on the hero. Conditions are usually long-term buffs or debuffs that result from in-item use. So yeah, when we get to the end, we'll see kind of what's there. But to go back, pets are something that's equipped onto the wagon, but we don't got that yet. So yeah, this was the whole thing about relationships. So right now he's at 9 out of 20 with Dismas, 10 out of 20 with Audrey, and 9 out of 20 with Paracelsus. So as they get more, as this bar kind of goes more to the left, or sorry, to the right, they have a better chance of getting positive relationship buffs with that person. The more it's towards the left, more likely they're going to get negative relationship buffs or passives with that person. So that was kind of a new thing that they added in early access. And here's the end. And there is the darkest dungeon in the background, which is the mountain that you are attempting to reach.
There are yet places such as this, where a little light still gathers.
Alright, so for some reason, they give, names to each of these. Prologue complete. You have found your fortitude at last. Collect what hope you can, and end your expedition here. Well, I mean, I'm not ending the expedition. That's weird, but okay. Or I guess for the let's see. Expedition ends. The prologue quest is complete. For this first venture through the valley, there's nothing left to do. So end expedition at the lower left of the end screen. Normally, the expedition can end in 3 ways: victory, defeat, with all heroes dead, or abandoning. Candles of Hope. When the journey ends, you are awarded Candles of Hope based on upon how well you did. Candles are used to unlock and upgrade heroes, items, and more at the Altar of Hope. Even when the expedition is surely lost, it's worth pressing on to get more candles. Those candles can make the next journey easier. Okay. So I guess we are ending right here with this.
Learn a little and begin again.
So we got a couple of things, and this will end our initial expedition. Initial, because there's going to be a lot of runs.
On and on, over and over, until the truth is laid bare, and you are finally free.
Yeah. So, and if you end your expedition, you're going to get results screen. You'll also get your Candles of Hope at the end there, and then ending early. At any point, you can end the expedition and collect your Candles of Hope. During normal expeditions, making it to the end is usually worth the effort because it will reward significant additional candle. Alright. Altar of Hope. Okay, so this was also a new thing that they added during early access, was the whole Altar of Hope mechanic. Each expedition earns Candles of Hope. The altar is where you spend those candles to unlock new classes, items, pets, and more. For the first visit, you must visit the working fields. So we have a couple of things here, which will be unlocked as you play more. The working fields. Okay. So, here's where you unlock more trinkets, combat items, items, and stagecoach upgrades for future expeditions. It is vital to continue unlocking items, so spend some candles here whenever you can. Each item unlocked at this altar is also immediately granted into your inventory for this current expedition. Alright, so I can choose from one of four things: trinkets, combat items, stagecoach items, or inn. I think I may want to do one.
New instruments will help us diagnose the world's affliction and overcome it.
Distracting dust. On a hit, you... Huh, okay. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. So I guess if I hit the targets, I can inflict blind upon them at a 15% chance. If I miss them, I think I give them a crit, a crit buff at a 15% chance. That's interesting. That's also somewhat terrifying. We'll do a combat item.
Every twinkling recollection is another implement at our disposal.
Clotting powders. You can target one of your allies. You give them plus 66% chance to resist bleed for 3 turns. They also gain on bleed resist. I guess if they're already bleeding, it also removes stress as well. I think that's how that works. We're gonna do another trinket.
A drop of sanity in a sea of madness.
Ooh, Cruel Intent, unforgettable trinket. If stained item is equipped, then at the start of your turn, you get 2 blind. But if you're blinded, you get a plus 66% chance to crit. Oh. Okay. And if you're blind, you have a 50% chance of missing your next attack. However, with this trinket on, and if you have, this is like a combo thing that goes with this trinket. But if you have this on, you're blinded. 50% chance of missing, but if you hit, you have a extra 66% chance to whatever you're doing to crit. That's interesting. We're gonna do another combat one.
A welcome advancement in the science of survival.
Stimulants. It's a restorative. On a target, you can give them a damage buff. I believe that's what it is. I'll look at it. I think that's the damage buff. And then you also give them +5 speed for the next 3 turns. I only have one more left. Let's do an in item. Stale bread. So at the inn, if someone eats stale bread, they'll increase their max HP by 20% until the next time they get to the inn. And that's it.
Sanctuary. As fleeting as a dying star. You must face your failures, or be consumed by them.
Alright, and as I said before, this game is broken out into 5 chapters. The early access only got we were only able to do up to 3 of them. With the full release that came out today, all 5 chapters have been released, as well as the final boss. At the end of each chapter, there's an end boss. And then yeah, at the end of the 5th chapter, there's also the end boss for the whole game. But we only have the first one unlocked, which is Denial.
The shackles of denial must be destroyed.
I remember our first meeting on the steps of the university. A collegial handshake. That would doom us both. Your insightful questions during my lectures gave me pause. And I recognized in you something of a kindred spirit. Despite our differences in age and position, we shared a keen fascination for archaeology, folklore, and, of course, occultism.
The crossroads. A place between places.
Alright, so since we're now doing this officially, this guy has different quirks. So plus 100% patch, a rough patch route scouting. Not too familiar with that one. Needler. Oh. He has a lower chance of getting positive relationship quirks, but higher chance of getting negative relationship quirks. That's fantastic. That's just great.
Pride. More devastating than the horrors of 100 campaigns.
Let's see. Cadaver Slayer. Plus 5% chance crit on cadavers and death blow resistance on cadavers. He is also a hemophiliac, meaning he has a minus 30% resistance to bleeding. Oh, that's not good.
Hunted. Harried. A fugitive seeking to outpace the past.
Alright. She is heavy-handed. So on a hit, her melee skills have a chance of knocking a target back by 1 rank. 5% chance. And she also has a negative quirk of cadaver fearing. Every not with the husk of the departed, or I shall crumble myself. At the start of combat versus a cadaver, she gets there's a chance, a 50% chance that she will gain a point of stress. Now this is a start of combat, not start of turn. So that's not the worst thing in the world.
Avarice slips unseen into the catacombs of the mind.
It's not the worst. And then the Plague Doctor has Iron Constitution plus 20% max HP. Okay, that's good. But they also have Winded. If they are less than 50% of their max, or 50% of their HP, they get -1 speed. That's not bad because they have more health, so it kind of balances out a little
Indiscriminate
bit.
science stains the surgeon's hands.
Alright, usual suspects. So the valley again,
The flame,
but this time
sacred
for
and
real.
sputtering.
So
The
this
last
is the
hope
first
for us all.
actual run that we will be attempting.
The point of no return welcomes you with open arms. The bulwark of your denial is giving way.
Alright. We have 3 Gaunts, or 3 Lost Souls and a Widow. These guys mostly just do...
Let us take a closer look at the thing.
Oh.
As repulsive as it is.
These guys can also give disease. I don't really want that. But let's put a track on her. Fifteen, 50% chance to crit.
There is beauty in our imperfections. A breakthrough.
Nice. Okay, Filthy Morsel. That's new. So that is, if they are in the back 2 ranks, they will use Filthy Morsel to move forward. And if they hit, they will possibly inflict bleed, or sorry, blight. Alright. Well, flashing daggers. We can just do this. Just for just straight damage. I think though what I'm gonna do is I thought I'd be able to kill that guy. Alright, that was one riposte. Ooh, fuck. But he did get... Give him a bolster.
Let us hope to finish this quickly.
Alright. Damn, didn't get her. We're gonna go forward. Also getting rid of that token. Ooh, okay, nice. One of them is combo.
This is no time to falter.
Okay, that's not good. Alright, Audrey, can you finish off the Widow for me? Thank you.
Another impediment, cleared with impunity.
Alright, so... Plague Doctor, because Dismas is less than 50% of its HP, he will actually get healing out of this battlefield medicine as well as getting rid of that poison. That's at least useful. What I'm then going to do, either of these guys have gone. I can also heal myself by using this combo token, which I'm going to do. And then Wicked Slice, finish him off.
A lesson taught is a lesson learned.
And because those creatures have no death blow resistance, they just die when they get dropped to 0. So relics, that's our money. Rural riches, which is also money. Well, this is actually baubles. This allows us to buy special stuff. And then the sharpness charm again. Increase our damage, but decrease our speed.
Push on to the inn. Rest and resupply awaits
Which
you.
ain't the worst thing in the world, actually. I think right now I may just give that to him. I may give him this, just to see how it works out. I don't have anything that's going to be useful for this, so I'm just not going to bother with it. I will, however, give him stimulants. I'll give her the clotting powders. Oh, I got... Well, let's go first. Mastery points are earned mostly through combat victories. Each mastery point will upgrade one hero skill when you reach an inn. Alright. Relics. Relics are the main currency of the land used to buy most supplies. Find relics mostly as spoils of battle. And then baubles. Baubles are used to purchase trinkets, stagecoach items, and repair the stagecoach. Baubles come in different forms for each region. All bauble types are worth the same, but take up different stacks in your inventory. Alright, so we have some baubles that can be used here. Some relics, we have some stale bread, and we have some just regular currency. Ooh, hello. Something popped up and I don't know what you Oh, this may be... I think it may be the flame is what came up. Do not let the flame expire. The stagecoach carries the flame, which is the last hope for the world. It will gradually diminish as you drive, but helping the local populace and assistance encounter can refill it. The lower it gets, the harder things will be for the party. Hold down Alt to see the flame level and its effects. Yeah. And as I said earlier, at higher flame, you get buffs and your enemies get debuffs. At lower flame, you get more debuffs, enemies get more buffs.
The Roaring Heart does much for the weary body. Even more, perhaps, for the restless soul.
Alright, since we made it to the inn, everyone gets a little bit of respite.
Experience, however painful, is the greatest teacher of all.
So, so this kind of takes a little bit of the Hamlet when you would, come in the first game. When you would come back from diving into a dungeon, you come back, you have stuff to upgrade. In this case, most of the things are already like more or less unlocked, and you can just kind of upgrade some of your abilities from here. It's a little bit different. But in this case, we had some mastery points that we gained. So by upgrading like Crush, its damage initially is 4 to 5 or 4 to 7. And it has a crit chance of 5%. And then if you are hitting a target that has a combo on it, a combat token on it, you heal 10%. In this case, if you upgrade it, the damage goes up to 6 to 8. The crit chance remains the same at 5%. However, if you hit a target with a target with a combo token on them, you instead heal 20%. So that's actually pretty good, honestly. Defender, it lasts longer on the target. Rampart, it dazes if the target has if the target has a combo token on them, it just stuns them. It doesn't even daze at that point. Hold the line. Target will be stunned if they have a combo token on them. They will be stunned if you hit them with this ability. So he has a number of abilities that are pretty good with comboing. So I'm actually let's see. Tracking shot. This upgrade, the target cannot get a dodge token for the next 2 rounds if that hits, which isn't bad. Duelist advance. If he does this, the crit chance for the move goes up, damage goes up. He also has riposte on himself for longer. Pistol shot. If the target has a combo token on them, instead of daze when they get hit with the pistol shot, they become stunned, and the crit chance is also higher. Wicked Slice. This can just straight up. This now has a 30% chance to bypass death blow resistance as opposed to 20%. Honestly, these are all still pretty good. I don't know, I think finishing off enemies is going to be something that I would want to do. I will also give him pistol shot. Let's see. This ability damages, its damage threshold goes up, its crit chance goes up, but it doesn't get anything else other than that. So it just has a better chance of doing more damage. Same with this Throne Dagger. Its crit chance is doubled. Holy shit. 30%. Flashing Dagger, same thing. Its crit chance is doubled. It also does more damage. Poison Dart. Its crit chance is also doubled. Its poison that it does also goes up to 4. And Absinthe. She is at less than 25% chance. Ooh, This one doesn't get much difference. Oh no, she gets dodge plus for 3 rounds. It's not bad, actually. I think I'm gonna do Poison Dart though. And then I'm gonna give her blinding gas. So what I want to try and do is have some more things that allow them to put combo tokens on the enemy where I can.
The next stop is leagues away. Plan accordingly.
I don't have really anything that's needed here. Oh, well, let's start with the inn. The inn is where heroes can rest and recover between regions. Inn items can only be used at the inn. They heal stress, bestow buffs, and perhaps most importantly, change the affinity between heroes. Use inn items to help build up positive relationships. Using an inn item to view the inn items in your party's position, open the inventory and then select the inn items filter. To use an inn item, left click on the item in the inventory, then left click on the target hero. Items can affect 1, 2, or even all 4 heroes at once. The Wainwright is the only place where you can install or remove stagecoach items. Left click drag from the inventory to install. Alternatively, you can double left click on the item. The Wainwright can also repair your armor or wheel points for your stagecoach. The Mastery Trainer. The Mastery Trainer is the only spot where you can upgrade hero skills. You can earn mastery points as loot, mostly from fights. And then mastered skills. Each hero skill has 1 upgrade level. To upgrade, you left click hold on the skill. This costs a mastery point. Mastered skills can yield dramatic results. Spend your points wisely. They are shared amongst the entire party. So yeah, as I was looking at earlier, I had 5 points. Had to figure out who I wanted to add those on. So wheels are damaged when driving on rough routes. When at 100%, each hero gains plus 50% to travel healing. Armor damage when driving on hazardous routes. At 100%, each hero starts combat with a block token. Okay, so that's why I was getting block token each round, just because I had full armor. It's going to be important.
Spend what you can, or wealth no longer has meaning. If indeed it ever did.
Alright. I can't. Oh, I did purchase that. Is this a Wainwright item? Oh. A Radiant or Infernal Flame. Okay, well that's something I need to look at. Stagecoach items. Stagecoach items are essentially trinkets for your stagecoach and provide valuable powers and bonuses. They can only be mounted or removed at the Wainwright who is at each inn. Your stagecoach is limited, or has a limited number of slots for equipment, but more can be unlocked at the Altar of Hope. Okay, and then the Provisioner. Provisioner offers a limited amount of supplies that can be purchased for relics or baubles. Left click to purchase an item. The Provisioner's selection varies each time you reach an inn. I think that was it. Alright, so Radiant or Eternal Flame. The Radiant Flame that I just got and I didn't realize. A helping hand when all seems lost. So all... Ooh. Okay. That... Oh. Interesting. So once you put it on, that's it. your whole expedition for that run is going to have the Radiant Flame. For the yeah, sure.
Radiant light will suffuse you with the strength of your convictions.
That's fine. We'll adjust this when we get to other places. Stuff. Alright, back here. We have 52. Someone had clothing. Okay, Plague Doctor had clothing. Probably could use a couple of these others. By Anti-Venom and Burn Salve. Laudanum wouldn't be bad. A Glimmer of Hope. That's a combat item. It does give me flame though. Calming Incense. I can reduce stress on 2 people.
A bit of comfort on the road to damnation. Something to ease the rigors of the road.
Bouncer's Belt. Heartseeker. Plus 5%. Ooh. No, that's not the worst thing in the world, honestly. Oh, Anchoring Charm. Yeah, I don't want to reduce, you know, our death blow resistance since we're just kind of starting this run out. I do kind of want that Heartseeker though. Yeah, we're gonna grab that. Also buying a couple of supplies. Buy another Burn Salve. And then I'm gonna buy. Just gonna spend all I have, honestly. Alright, so minus 15% healing received from skills, but your crit chance goes up by 5%. I may. I'm gonna give this to her. She won't heal as much, but she will have higher crit. Hopefully, you know, the best, you know, defense is good offense or something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna give. Well, maybe we should look at what route we're doing before we do all this
Rain,
shit.
fire, and rot. Is there no sanctuary from this madness?
Okay, so we can either go to the Tangle or the Sprawl. If we go to the Tangle, it has foreboding, so plus 100% dangerous routes, so they definitely will be there. No time to bleed. If we complete the Tangle without visiting the field hospital, we'll get Candles of Hope. If we go to the Sprawl, there is the strategic plan. All enemies will start battle. They have a 33% chance that they'll start with an advantage. If we avoid the Watchtower, then we will get Candles of Hope. What were people's quirks? Needler's not good. Winded is not good. Dagger Fearing isn't really good. Hemophiliac is pretty shit. I feel like the Sprawl is going to have more burning. I think Blight or Bleed maybe at the Tangle. I can't remember which one. I think I may do the Sprawl.
Another nameless city. Another inferno of mutilation and madness.
So if that's the case, let's see. I think that just gives them positive relationships. Oh, he wants to go to the Tangle. He wants to go to a field hospital. Scout a region with a watchtower, and then they need to visit. Okay, well, if I want to do Barristan's hero goal, I will have to go to
Mud and
the Tangle.
rain. Resignation and death. This
All right.
land is truly barren.
Region choice. Before embarking from the inn, you must select which region to enter next. Each region has different enemies and challenges, and your party may be better equipped to deal with one over another. Regions have a condition and goal. The condition tells what special game effects are in place for that time only. The goal gives you an optional accomplishment to aim for. If you successfully complete the goal, then you'll be given the rewards shown once you arrive at the next inn. So yeah, as we saw, we can choose either the Tangle or the Sprawl. Sometimes there's a third option. Sorry, what did they call it? Condition, that's what it was. The condition, which is blue, for the Tangle is foreboding, so we're going to see a lot more hazardous routes. And then the goal, if we avoid a field hospital, we will get Candles of Hope. However, I think Dismas had a hero goal of wanting to go to a field hospital, so we're gonna have to not do it on the Tangle if we want to hit his hero goal. Also, while I'm at it, I want to give people stuff. So if we're going to the Tangle, I don't think we're really going to be encountering Flame. Bleed, that's fine. I think we may not need Glimmer of Hope. We may need the Laudanum, so I'll probably keep that up there. Let's see. So I have Calming Incense, so I can do this on Barristan and on Paracelsus, and hopefully reduce their stress. It did. Alright, and then for relationship, it's possible that I can boost people's relationships, which they're not very good at the moment. All of them are pretty shit. Not shit, they're all like not, they're less than average. They're all at 9s. So who do I want to boost with the relationship? Let's say Dismas and Audrey. Alright, they have a their relationship went up by 1. So, let's see. Next, I think I wanted to increase his max HP by 20%. And we're going to increase Audrey's because hers is lower than 40. And that is going to be it for now. I think we can go on. So this was also something that they added, was once you selected your routes and decided where you wanted to go, you got a little bit of a preview of your characters just looking out at the horribleness that they'll be encountering very soon. The Tangle. What did I just do? Something popped up and I clicked on it before I should have. Let's see. I think it may have been the map. Yeah, I think it was the map. Outside of the valley, the road becomes more complex. To see what lies ahead, open the mini-map with pressing M on the keyboard. Map details. The mini-map shows you the road ahead as best you know it. Locations that you can visit are shown by icons. If the location is scouted, known, the icon will tell you exactly what is there. Unscouted locations are shown by a question mark. Scouting. Your party has a base chance to scout each location when you enter a new region. Different stagecoach items can help you scout more reliably. Also, look out for watchtowers, which will reveal all remaining unscouted locations in that region. And then road objects. Even road detritus can sometimes yield useful supplies. Crash through debris to find loot. Fear not, the stagecoach is built of strong stuff.
War. Rewards only. Resignation.
So as we see here, we are under. There's some things on this map that we know of. One of our goals for this run is to not visit a hospital, so we're not going to do that. Oh, there's a layer right out the gate. We're not visiting that either because we are super low level and we will get our asses beat if we try that shit. Okay. So for this region, as we said, it's foreboding, meaning there's more hazardous routes. If we avoid the field hospital, which we see right here, which is the first one on our right, or any of them in this region, we will get Candles of Hope. And it was Barristan's goal to enter the Tangle, which we have done. I think we just need to complete one of these regions without going to a field hospital, and we will complete Dismas's hero goal. And then we just have to look for a watchtower, which I don't think we're going to hit if we go through the middle path. That one has academic study. That's building a rampart. That has... Alright, go forward. Oh, jeez. It just automatically opens up even though I'm just going forward. Like, why you do this to me? Route choices. Forks in the road will give 2 or 3 potential destinations as shown by icons above the road. If the way ahead is scouted, these icons will be revealed. To choose, hold down the direction key corresponding to the left, straight, or right pathway, is what they probably meant, or hold down mouse over the desired route icon. Heroes may voice their own preferences for the route, shown by corresponding icons above their portrait heads. Beware, choosing a destination different than what a hero wants will cause them stress. And then we have route types. Each route has a type: safe, barricade, which is a combat, hazard, rough patch, or oblivion tear. Scouting abilities reveal route types in addition to destinations. This can be very important picking a safe route
The
path.
destination's never in question.
We're gonna go
Only the route
unknown.
you take to get there.
Oh shit, I'm missing stuff. Okay, loathing. Loathing is evil. Evil is overtaking the world, as shown by the loathing meter at the top right. Higher loathing results in tougher conditions for the party. Loathing increases when traveling on an Oblivion Tear routes and when crossing loathing locations. Reducing loathing is reduced by winning fights at locations. Road battles don't count though. Oh, that sucks. Choose resist, lair, or oblivion ingress locations to keep your loathing in check.
The loathing whispers.
Who will face the half-remembered horrors of their past?
Ooh, okay, so this was a shrine of reflection. That's good. Other locations. There are many other locations to visit along your expedition. In time, you will learn the advantages of each. Perfect. Shrine of reflection. This is where we get backstory stuff for our heroes. So shrines. Shrines of reflection are where heroes can revisit their memories. By confronting their past, they unlock new skills. At each shrine, choose a single hero to advance their story. If the story is completed successfully, new skills unlock, or the new skill unlocks. These unlocks are permanent. Whenever you use this hero in future expeditions, they will have these unlocked skills. Okay, so we have our 4 heroes, and we can choose one of them to undertake this. The Echoes of the Past. For Barristan, my ambition outflanked my fellow officers at Ciories and mock skirmishes. For Dismas, walls will never again hold me. For Audrey, tradition drove us into each other's arms, or estates rather. Then for Paracelsus, the jeers, the whispers, they pushed me deep into my studies. So, who am I going to start with first? I think I may do Plague Doctor.
Plague Doctor.
Chapter 1. The Good Student. Brilliant and bold, her unconventional theories created nothing short of a scandal in her 4th year. The mocking whispers and scornful glares of her peers and professors had an ironically invigorating effect upon her extracurricular experiments. The mysteries of the human body, of life and death itself, hovered just beyond her scalpel's reach. If only she could acquire a corpse of sufficient freshness.
Alright, so we got a mastery point out of that, and we also unlocked the skill Emboldening Vapors, which, if we target someone, it gives them... I'll look at that real quick. It gives them strength, which means their next attack will deal plus 50% damage. We'll do a resistance encounter. this is the road plot, so I don't think this is the same thing that counts. Oh well. Like that one. Alright, this one's gonna die. We'll just do crush. Nice, that one's dead. That one's dead.
We are the flame, burning brightly for all the world to see.
Take all that. Ooh, got an outpost. Resistance encounter. So, each region is overwhelmed with local evil. Resistance encounters are battles with these monsters. Winning resistance encounters is a primary way in which you can gain mastery points and earn treasures that will make the heroes more powerful. It also reduces loathing. Okay, that's also good. Battling evil is not without risk. If you avoid all resistance encounters, you will find your party ill-prepared to tackle the mountain. So, we are up against the Lost Battalion. Also, when you are selecting the active hero, you will see again, some people who will be for those decisions or against those decisions. In this case, if we select the Plague Doctor, we lose flame, but we are able to escape. Here, we can fight, and we don't really get any bonuses from that. As well as here, we just fight and we don't get anything. Yeah, Flame and the Void. We're going to take this fight. Hopefully not die. Okay, so these guys are cadavers.
Observe the subject carefully, and you will discover its weaknesses.
An Arbalist.
There is beauty in our imperfections.
Okay, this guy has a number of skills, but we've not encountered them before, so we don't know what they can do. But they are a cadaver type. Alright. These guys also don't have death blow resistance, so let's just start working on them. Trying to get rid of as many as possible. Ooh, okay. They're both dazed, and they also both have they both have well, they both had daze on them, but both have blind. Again, let's try and get rid of these guys. Oh, well that's bullshit. Okay, so Piercing Bolt. It's if they're in the back row, they can fire, and it just does damage as well as stress. So radiant bolt, if they're it's when they're a little bit closer, but if they hit, they can inflict bleed. Okay. Now this guy also has protection on him. Let's go for the guy in the middle. And blow him.
A promising
Blow his
development.
head right off. It's gonna protect, but that's fine. You're gonna take the poison. Daze him. Thankfully, we have that block token on.
The enemy weakens and wanes.
Now, so the thing that's definitely different about Darkest Dungeon 2 is that all attacks hit. Like the previous game, they had attacks that had an accuracy status kind of to them. So there was a like your skill had, like, say, I don't know, 90% chance of hitting, 80% chance of hitting, 75% chance of hitting, all that stuff. They did away with all of that for Darkest Dungeon 2. Now all attacks have a 100% chance of hitting. However, the different status effects are what change things. Like, if you have a dodge token on your character, you have a 50% chance of dodging that attack. If you have a block token, you're going to be hit, but you take 50% less damage from that attack. If you have a strength token, your next attack will do 50% more damage than it normally would. So, like, that's how they've kind of adjusted things, where they got rid of percentages of how things hit, except for when if you have a token on you. And that's how things kind of adjust from there. So I'm gonna shoot this dude. Death blow him. We're going to keep the blight on this guy. Takes 16, so he's going to pretty much go down. We're gonna bolster. Lower her stress, actually. Or tried. Alright, so boy's at death's door. He has 25% chance of death blow resistance. I'm also just gonna get rid of it, because why not?
This wound, at least, has been tended to.
We're gonna smack him. Alright, he died.
Persistence will overcome even the greatest of threats.
Baubles. Gilded Mine. Stress resistance, death blow resistance, but debuff resistance goes down. I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world.
The loathing abates.
Alright, travel healing. As the stagecoach drives, heroes will slowly slowly heal HP. This healing rate can be improved with some stagecoach items. If heroes are badly wounded, try to avoid location fights and drive for a while to heal back up. And then also on the map, Hold down Alt while driving to quickly see the flame level, debuffs, buffs, and living effects. Also, I should have a map up, but I don't. I don't know why I did it. Oh my god, I'm just swerving all over the goddamn place. Ah, what the shit? Oh, my thing is slowing down quite a bit. Ooh, okay. So first, hazardous routes. Driving on a hazard will damage 1 point of armor on the stagecoach. If the stagecoach has no armor to deduct, then the party will be ambushed and an urgent repair battle will ensue. That is something that they have newly added since the early access. Or, this was added during the early access. Alright, so who do we want to go with? I mean, we can just go for one character and try and push through their story, and then, you know.
Chapter 2. Head of the class. Her professor was a relic, hacking and wheezing his way through a hopelessly conventional curriculum.
Alright, so this is, again, an echo of the past for Paracelsus. Periclesis. I'm never gonna get this fucking name correct. We're just gonna call him Para. So for Para, her background was that she was an academic, or she became the plague doctor. So now we're having a viewing of what she has encountered in the past. So the only thing we can do though is review notes. Alright, so I can do review notes again to lower my stress, or hit him with a heated rebuttal. Okay, so this is something I want to look more at. So stress. In addition to HP, heroes have stress. Heroes begin the expedition with 0 stress, but gain stress through a wide variety of game events. Stress can be lowered in a variety of ways: combat items, in items, hero skills, and more. High stress. As stress mounts, a hero will become more irate, and this increases the chances of negative affinity changes with other heroes. Try to keep stress low in order to promote a harmonious party. Stress can be treated via combat items, for example, laudanum, in items, combat skills, and more. Meltdowns. If a hero's stress bar fills up completely, that hero will suffer a meltdown. The hero suffers immediately affinity loss with all other heroes, and then the hero also drops to low HP. An ill-timed meltdown can ruin an expedition. That's what I was the term I was looking for. Back in Darkest Dungeon 1, your characters could have meltdowns when they reached high stress. They also would... I'm trying to remember. I think so there was 2 tiers of it, of stress in that game, whereas you fill the bar once, you would get a meltdown. And then I think if you failed it a second time, you got a heart attack. Which If you feel the stress bar again, you got a heart attack. I think that's how it worked out, or was that changed? I can't remember. It's been a little bit since I played the first game. We're gonna review notes because we want to get our stress down. It's been getting a little high. Okay, so now that he did a conclusion of his lecture, I can hit him with a rebuttal. And that also lowered my stress. So I'm going to continue reviewing notes. And he's doing his lecture. And then I'm going to continue to review my notes. And then now that he has reached his conclusion, I'm going to hit that fool with a rebuttal. Which seemed to kill him.
She delighted in the combative debate, and behind her bookish glasses, reveled in their outrage and confusion.
Alright, so we now have the Plague Grenade skill, as well as a mastery point, where we can inflict poison on people from range. Alright, so Para, Ounce of Prevention, Battlefield Medicine, Incision, Blinding Gas, and Noxious Blast. Honestly, these are pretty much all good skills. I think I may just keep what she has for right now. Stress resistance, death resistance, but debuff. What are people? Debuff 20, 20, 30. Goes out by 10? Okay. I mean, this isn't the worst. Her debuff goes down to pretty much where everyone else is. Restorative, we can get rid of a status effect, but I think we're going to keep that. Got the map up as
An elementary problem, is it not?
Ooh. We'll go the unknown.
The loathing whispers.
Another frickin'...
Resigned to the end of things, they waited for death. And still they wait.
I'm missing all this stuff. The academic study. Ooh, okay, so academic study. These are deserted laboratories. The weird items and other boons within are valuable. We only got good stuff. My pick can tell us the provenance of this stone. Stand back. Or how strange, it's cold as ice. I could possibly get a good stuff, a positive quirk, and a quirk that's mixed, or a quirk that's mixed and a combat item. I think I'm gonna do the positive quirk. Shadowborn. Okay. What is Shadowborn? That's not it. Oh, Durham, an idiot. It's up here. If the flame is less than 50%, he gets increased damage, and there's a chance that he starts the combat with stealth. That's not bad, actually. Oh, shit.
Perhaps you are finding your courage at last. It is low indeed to profit in destruction.
Ooh, okay. So we have pillagers.
What can we learn upon closer inspection?
Hatchet man. She is at high stress. I need to kind of deal with that soon. So bolster.
There is beauty in our imperfections.
Self. Oh, okay, I see now. So I was reading that incorrectly. So for bolster, if he has more than 5 stress. If he has more than 5 stress, he reduces that stress by 1. And then also, he gives himself a block token. And then the target that he chooses, if they also have more than 5 stress. Well, okay, the bolster affects 2 things. One, it affects himself, and it affects one of his allies. For himself, if he is over 5 stress, he will remove a stress, but regardless of that, he gains a block token. On his ally, if they're over 5 stress, they will lose a point of stress as well. It will also remove the broken heart, which is vulnerable. So if they are vulnerable, he can remove that from someone, which means they would take more damage on the next hit. Okay, so want to use that when people are at higher stress. So not for the best for right now. I think I'm probably just gonna. I mean, let's just smack this dude. Blow. That bleeds. Okay. Maybe I should have defended. Oh my gosh. My boy. Okay. I mean, we should just kill this guy, right? So he's going to be taking 18 damage if I don't get rid of that, which... honestly, this may work. Oh wait, no, that only gave him... Okay, so this gives him resistance to bleed, which these guys seem to be doing quite a bit. Yeah, it inflicts bleed and a chance to put a combo token on someone. So I'm honestly just going to give everyone an ounce of
Collaboration
prevention.
confers advantage.
Alright, so one combo went off.
The slow suffering begins.
Alright, he's bleeding, but that's okay. he does have combo token on him, but he's also having a block token on him, which is for the best part. I can use Battlefield Medicine on him because he's less than 50% of his HP. I'm going to do Flashing Daggers because it's possible I could... No, I can't kill. Well, I can kill one of them, possibly. The other one's going to just be heavily damaged.
A righteous action.
Yeah, that had combo on it, but because of the block token, he didn't take as much damage. We're going to Battlefield Medicine onto Dismas to get rid of that bleed and to also
This
heal.
wound, at least, has been tended to.
And then this guy has gone. This guy has not. We're just going to Wicked Slice this one.
Steady yourself.
Ugh. Alright, well now he's bleeding and he has that too. Yeah, I need more things that do combo tokens so he could benefit from his skill to heal.
In crisis, no gain is insignificant.
Alright, we got that bouncer's belt. His move resistance goes down, but he gets more. They get more from healing skills. Which, actually... mainly because he... I'll give him move 1.
They revel in debauchery, debasing themselves in the face of the end.
Alright. Ooh, okay. I can inflict blind on all the enemies. Or just combat. Or just combat. We're doing this one. This gives us positives as well as inflicts buffs on the enemies. Oh. That's not good. A bishop, a knight, and a foot soldier. I have no idea what any of these fools do. They all have blind, so I probably don't want to use this just yet. What's their blight resistance? 30%, 20%, 30%. This guy has lower. Let's put some blight on him. Start wearing him down. That has block on him. I don't like this guy.
This is no time to falter.
Okay, I definitely don't like that. Okay, that hurts. Definitely want to get rid of the bishop because he seems like he's gonna be a problem. But also, this knight guy.
A slow dissection. An unavoidable end.
So this guy does biting blade, and he can fix lead on it.
Let us take a closer look at the thing, as repulsive as it is.
For the foot soldier, who's wielding a larger blade now than I'd expect for a foot soldier. he can possibly inflict someone with a debuff of some kind. And the bishop.
Observe the subject carefully, and you will discover its weaknesses.
He does Purge the Unworthy, which is a possible debuff and also stress. He also has a token that allows him to use powerful skills, which I don't know what that does, and I don't really want to know what that's capable of. Ooh. But also, I need to get rid of that feed. Alright, I think what I'm going to do... No one has horror on them, so I may keep that for now. Maybe, I think I'm going to defend Dismas, because my boy is pretty low on HP. Alright, so... Ooh, okay, I can't game block for 1 round, and all of my resistances went down as well. That's not good. This guy has a 5% death blow resistance. I'll let the poison reduce him further, and then we're going to... Okay. He can't gain dodge for 2 rounds because of that debuff. He's gonna go down to 0 actually from this. But he has a lot of death blow resistance. Alright, we should start working on... There we go. Alright, that guy's gone. I can't gain protect. I can bolster, which reduces my stress. I'm gonna do blinding gas. Alright, he went down to death's door. Ooh. Okay. He can counterattack, and I don't want that to happen. So I may just want to ignore him. But... because the bleed could finish him off. Or sorry, the blight could finish him off. Light could finish him off. I am going to... He's currently being protected by Barristan, so we're actually going to heal up
A small
Barristan.
foundation of trust.
Well, if he's being protected by Barristan, this guy only has a 5% chance now of death blow. I could kill him. Which we do. Nice. Alright, so now with that guy down, don't need to worry so much. Just pop in the face. Okay, he survived, but he's severely weakened now because of Death's Door. I'm gonna do 1 more Battlefield Medicine on Dismas just to get him healed up. Also, Affinity System. To survive your expedition, you will need to pay attention to how heroes feel about each other. A harmonious team is an effective team. A team full of infighting, envy, and hatred is unlikely to overcome the immense obstacles ahead. Each hero pair has an affinity value which describes how friendly or unfriendly they feel towards one another. This directly determines the chances of that pair forming a relationship at the next inn. The view affinities, open any hero's character sheet, hero sheet, and then look at the relationship tab. Affinity changes come from a variety of sources. In combat, some actions will cause affinity change between two heroes. This will be telegraphed via an icon present on the hero who will respond to the action. Many inn items can be used to directly improve affinity between heroes. Story choices will cause affinity changes between heroes based upon whether they agree or disagree with the choice. Finally, the rigors of the journey itself can improve or worsen how heroes feel about each other. Quirks greatly influence these interactions. Alright, so with all that out of the way, this guy, he hit quite a few people. I could just straight up kill him, but let's see. Yeah. Oh, he's exactly at 50% HP. Okay, well, let's fuck this.
Another impediment, cleared with impunity. The past is gone. Let it die.
Unwavering standard. Each hero on start of combat has a chance to gain a block token. Oh, that's nice. Gain on miss. If first in the turn order. Gain on the miss. Oh, wait. So if they're the first in the turn order and they miss with something, they get a weaken token? I'm not sure how that specifically
the loathing
works.
abates.
But I am going to give this to him. Each hero at the start of combat, there's a chance to get a block token, which we already do get with high light, or high flame. On a miss, I'll have to look at that. It looks like we're going to be hitting a loading spot real soon. Sucks.
The loathing festers.
Enter the den. This is a creature den. Oh my, what is this? Beasts make their refuge in creature dens throughout the corrupted regions. They put up a fierce defense, but rare animal parts fetch attractive rewards from innkeepers desperate for delicacies and weird ingredients. Well, that's new. Alright, so what are we looking at here? He wants to run. She wants to go in, and everyone gets stealth if we do. And this is just a combat. I say let's do it. So creature dens, are these? Ooh, corpse. So these are creatures. These are carrion eaters. I mean, this one's all the way in the back, so maybe just shoot it.
Bravo!
That one's dead. These guys have no death blow resistance, so Okay, the one there has a token on them. Leave one for a round. That's not the worst thing in the world. I could take advantage of it. I will. And heal up some HP. That was a miss. That idiot, though. Alright. She can kill this one in the back. She can... I think I'll wait to use Battlefield Medicine to... Oh, what's their poison resist or blood resist? 40%. Yeah, that makes sense. He's gonna advance.
A breakthrough.
Nice. But he's also bleeding a bit. That's fine. Let's hit this one. Alright, he's bleeding, but he's not below 50% just yet. Will kill this one. She will... With this... Ooh, crit on one, kill the other. Nice. For him... Whack this one. And then... I'm just gonna Noxus this guy, see if it takes. Doesn't take. It's fine. So,
Let us
Munch,
take a closer look at the thing, as repulsive as it is.
it can hit any of the first 3 ranks, not the last one. Okay. I mean, this guy's gonna die this round. Battlefield Medicine's not gonna do shit. Because he's like 2 away from being where he needs to get healed. So.
A righteous action.
Oh! Okay. Maybe it was good that I did that. So we have...
Observe the subject carefully, and you will discover its weaknesses.
Oh man. This thing is somehow still alive, but it's just nothing more than just slabs of fur on a skeleton. Oh, it's 2 creature types. It's both a creature and a cadaver. Okay, that's interesting. While the Carrion Devourer is a straight up creature. Okay. Well, let's get rid of those dodge tokens, because fuck that noise. How much HP he's got to have? 14? Eh. Well, I put him up front here, so... We'll switch with Dismas, and we'll smack this guy. Oh wow, he has a 60% blight resistance, whereas these doggos have 40. Alright, looks like it's just straight up damage here. I must say, let's get rid of the Devourer.
Master stroke.
Ooh, okay. These guys have they move forward with this, and they have a chance of inflicting a disease, so that's definitely not good. Let's do Blinding Gas. Get rid of that dodge token, but a combo token on this dude. Meaning, how much HP he has? 7? It's possible we could just straight up kill him. Like, he's stunned, so he can't do nothing. Ooh, okay. That's interesting. Oh, I didn't see it. Rabid Rush, not only does it move a target, it also gives them... Oh, sorry. Rabid Rush, they get a dodge token out of it, and they move forward. I think move forward 1. Whereas Fetch, they use that in the back ranks. If they hit the target, they move back a rank, but they also pull a target. And they also can inflict disease as well. This guy's stunned, so I don't have to worry too much about him. But these guys have dodge, and I don't like that. That's not cool. Let's protect Dismas. Ooh, what do you got stun? Oh, you got resistance. Oh my god, this guy has 2 fucking tokens. Jesus. This guy doesn't have death blow resistance. He does. Damn it. Put you at death's door. These guys have some. Let's do Ounce of Prevention.
Cooperation is the key.
Buff our resistances against these things. And then you get rid of that one's dodge token. Okay, well that's not cool. These things having dodge tokens is getting annoying. I need to focus down on one of them so that
A small foundation of trust.
give them up to the HP. Nice, that crit hit. Alright, Carrion's
Another
dead.
impediment. Cleared with
Carrion
impunity.
Devourer. Ooh. That gave her a combat token. Or sorry, combo token. Alright. I can bolster? Yeah. That'll lower his stress because we don't want that anymore. We still have resistances up. Combo token, but he also has a dodge. Alright, the combo token's... Ah, shit. Of course he got it back. Alright, we're gonna duelist advance. Get rid of some of these frickin' tokens, jeez. Okay, that worked. Gotta get rid of this guy's dodge. It's 3 dodge tokens on them. That's super annoying. But also, this one's in the back, and it's just gonna be a nuisance. Oh shit! Nice hit. All right. We're gonna do. We'll do Battlefield Minnesota now. Alright. Now, unfortunately, these corpses are in the way. What's the move on this? Knock back 1. That's not enough. I mean, we need to clear out these corpses. Hopefully one of them, okay, one of them does disappear. Good. Why do you keep trying to bite my girl? Fuck off. Alright, well, he's used his turn, so we don't have to worry about that. Still have riposte. Nice. Congealed slime. Delivered to the inn. Everyone reduces their stress by 3 and gets a mastery point. Okay. It's not bad. I mean, it's a free mastery point. I'm not going to say no to that. Okay, so cultists, which are technically the main bad guys, kind of the whole series, honestly, for Darkest Dungeon 1 and Darkest Dungeon 2. But the cultists are different in this game. Cultists emanate from the great evil at the mountain. They appear at Oblivion's Ingress and Oblivion Rampart locations. The last location before an inn is always an Oblivion's Rampart. Cultists are always a tough fight, but the rewards are equally valuable. Plus, defeating them reduces loathing. Yeah. So, in the first Darkest Dungeon game, the cultists were normally wearing like masks and robes and stuff like that, so that you couldn't really tell. Well, they were mostly human until, well, I mean, if you haven't played the first Darkest Dungeon game, then I don't know why you're kind of watching, I guess, this one, but when you went to the last dungeon, the cultists became something different. That's kind of what these things are right now. This is like the more final versions of the shit that you encountered in the first game. But they have, I really do love their art design. Like, they have like a religious looking theme to them, but they're also very eldritch, weird looking. Like, this one is holding, like, fucking... What is that? Like, I don't even know what that sack is, but, like, the rest of their body looks like fucking bagpipes. And then this one looks like a fucking candle holder. And then these ones look like nuns. Like, yeah. Art design in this game is always great. Alright. Well, I don't like any of these creatures, because they're all horrible. The heralds.
What can we learn upon closer
the
inspection?
evangelist. And the altar. I don't know what any of their abilities are, so we're just gonna start shooting. They all are, so they have the cultist type and the cosmic type. Let's get rid of the herald, because that doesn't sound good. We're also going to hit him with that blinding.
Steady yourself.
Blood bond. Okay. We have a combo token on this dude.
Bravo!
A crit and a hit with the combo token. Blood commune. He's getting a little high on stress there. Not really liking that. I'm just gonna bolster onto him. Clarion Call. Altar of Denial. Oh, I don't like that. Flesh Weaving. Oh no. Bone Weaving. Okay, sir, what the fuck are you doing? Okay, they all have round start. There's a 20% chance that they get either 1 stealth or a 13% chance that they get 2 stealth. That's not cool. This bitch has 2 no, they have 3 stacks of block, so the next 3 hits against them are gonna all be at 50% less damage. This one also regens 6 HP for the next 3 turns. Well, that's gonna be annoying. This one still has 2 block on them. It also has the blind. Okay, so we've only seen 1 ability from them. That's Altar of Denial. From this guy, ooh. Okay. You can only use this in the back 2 rows, so moving him would be good. If he hits a target, he inflicts stress. On himself, he gives himself a buff of some kind, but he didn't get it this time, which is good. Blood Commune, if they hit, they're supposed to get a buff, but it didn't trigger. It's possible that they can inflict bleed on someone, and if that means if they're in the first 2 rows. Same with the Blood Bond. Instead of stress, though, they can inflict blind. So these 2 chicks being in the front row are not good. I mean, well, guess we'll duels advance. And let's try and get rid of. Nice. One was a crit. One was got a death blow. Okay, so only the Evangelists have death blow resistance. The Altar does not. So let's try and get rid of the Altar at some point. However, this chick also is going to be healing, which I don't like. Oh, I wasn't looking, but what was their? Okay, light resistance is only 20%. That's not bad. 30% on the Altar. Let's try to knock this bitch back. Ooh, it did. Nice. I want to get rid of the Altar because he's going to be buffing people, and I don't like that. So let's start kind of working on him. Yeah, he's just going to be a nuisance. Okay, she's stunned now. That's good. Again, let's get rid of the Altar. We don't need a guy buffing his allies.
A master stroke.
Oof. Okay. He is getting high in stress. Well, not very high, but he's also bleeding quite a bit, which I don't like. Start trying to get rid of that block token on him. Why, sir? I'm gonna give him a stimulant. Next attack deals 50%. I had a 30% resistance. These chicks have 20, but I can't see her in the back there. Okay, so Rush Judgment moves her up. probably want to...
This wound, at least, has been tended to.
Alright. Yeah, he's bleeding quite a bit. I don't want him to bleed out. So let's try and get rid of... Ah! So close. Alright, well this would definitely kill that one.
Messy.
And get
But
rid
effective.
of one of their block tokens. Let us
A calculated generosity.
heal him, get rid of
But
the
a welcome
bleed.
one, nonetheless.
No, we're gonna defend. 'Cause I think these chicks, yeah, they just hit stuff in the front, so we'll put a defend on Dismas. So
Measure out
it
your
doesn't help
violence,
when
then
she
apply it
just,
judiciously.
when she just does an AoE and just cleaves right through that shit. Damage. Immune. Bleed is going up. Let's try and get rid of this chick as best we can. Give that to him. Let's also do an ounce of prevention.
Empowered.
These
Emboldened.
people's resistance to bleeding. Ugh. Put this chick at death's door. Or weaker.